What's up, guys, and welcome back to Uncle Jay's podcast. Today, I have the pleasure to interview Mark McGrath. Now, Mark McGrath is very well known. I don't think I have to give him an introduction, but just in case, he is the lead singer from the band Sugar Ray. He also is co-host on Extra and host for Don't Forget the Lyrics in 2010. Mark McGrath has a resume that speaks for himself. Mark, welcome to the show. I'm so glad to have you.
Yo, what is up, Jay Clavens, aka Uncle Jay's podcast. It is Mark McGrath from the band Sugar Ray. Yes, I know, off the charts, but always in our hearts. And brother Jay, I'd be honored to answer a few questions for you and your podcast.
Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. Let's get right into it. All right, Mark, so do me a favor and give me your most embarrassing moment from when you were a kid growing up.
Embarrassing moments growing up. I've had a few embarrassing moments growing up, like we all have. I think that's part of the growing up process. You know what I mean?
Sure.
A huge one was I was playing basketball my sophomore year in high school, and you know, when you're that age, you're not really completely in charge of your digestive tracts, and certainly not comfortable or familiar with certain warning signs that could be happening within your stomach.
Okay.
I was on the basketball team. We were playing a game, and let's just say it's one of those things where I thought it was a fart. You know, I thought I could just sort of like slowly pick up one cheek and emit some gas that would be harmless, and no one would know. Now, I'm at a free throw line at the time. I'm not shooting the ball, but I'm lined up to, get the rebound. So I leaned up, I was kind of having just a little acidy stomach like that. I leaned up, took a little cheek out, and a squirt rolled down my leg. So now he shot the first ball, he made it, and I'm like, oh my God, I just sharted my leg. I could see it and feel it running down, like a hot liquid running down my leg. And back then, this was the 80s, so we wore really high shorts. So I had about 5 more seconds until it was about to show in my leg. Now that's embarrassing, right? And the gym was crowded. And this is where the luck of the Irish came in. So he took the second shot and he made it, and the team immediately called timeout because it was a close game. So I ran back to the bench, sat down, and took a towel and started like kind of wiping my leg down.
Okay.
And I didn't want to come out of the game because you know how it is. And all of a sudden the team started going, "Who farted, man? That's so gross. Who farted?" And I went, you know what? I think I must run to the bathroom. So that's a bit of an embarrassing moment, Jay.
Yeah, I'd say so. So, Mark, let me ask you, do you find yourself ever getting depressed?
Do I get depressed? Oh my God, do I get depressed? I think, first of all, I'm Irish, so the Irish get depressed as a rule. That's why we drink so much. But I absolutely do. And you think when you have your dreams come true and things like that maybe depression will be removed from the situation, but it's always around, especially if you're subject to it. I do get depressed quite a bit. Luckily, it doesn't last long, and it's never been crippling. Depression, but it's certainly part of my day-to-day struggle, if you will.
What do you think that you do to help you with your depression?
What do I do for it? I think depression for me is something I just grind out. I'm kind of from the old school Don Draper thing. I should probably seek more therapy. Should probably reach out to more people. But I've learned to kind of handle depression by myself, which is probably the worst way to do it, to be honest with you. But at 54, I'm kind of a persnickety old man stuck in my ways.
So, Mark, have you ever been fired from a job?
Yes, I have gotten fired before, and my dad fired me. I've been fired one time in my life, and it was by my dad. Okay? Because my dad was an old school cat. He worked his way up from nothing and started his own business. And I was going to take a summer job with my dad. And he goes, okay, good. You can work around the office, blah, blah, blah. Show up at 9 o'clock on Monday. I showed up at 9:06. And he goes, you're fired. I went, yeah, right. It was, you're fired. And I know my dad said something twice, he meant it. So yeah, my dad fired me. So there you go.
So Mark, let the viewers know of a secret talent that you have. What do you think?
I have like 2 secret talents I'm very proud of. One is I can juggle, and I can juggle a lot of things and a lot of weird things at once. My aunt bought me a how to juggle book for Christmas when I was in 5th grade. And I took it seriously and I learned it, and I've been able to juggle it ever since. And another secret talent I'm probably the best ping pong player that you haven't heard of. It isn't a pro. I am the world's king ping pong champion that nobody knows, and I accept all comers. And people know that I have an incredible rock and roll trivia talent, 3-time rock and roll Jeopardy champion.
So, all right, Mark, let's get into if you had 3 wishes, what would those wishes be? Tell the viewers.
And I won't be the ask for more wishes type guy. Some of mine are gonna be really practical, and one wish would be that my kids just stay healthy. You know what I mean? I'm just so blessed that they are. So I want to, and my family stays healthy. 100%. My wife and myself. Absolutely. I made a deal with God. Just get me to 70, and you can do what you want with me. My dad died at 68. My mom died at 70. So I'm just hoping to get there to get my kids, at least into their mid-20s. I think that's a fair deal. Hopefully we can stick to it together. So I think that's the second wish. Kids healthy. Get me to 70. That's my second wish. My third wish is for world peace.
So, Mark, one question I always ask my celebrities is, are you happy with everything that you've accomplished in your life today? Can you say that you are truly happy?
Am I happy? Jay, I would have to say I am happy. When your dreams come true, I was able to somehow, with a lot of help and a lot of divine intervention, somehow to make a career in music. So I would say I am definitely happy. I don't want much more than I've been given. My music has given me more than I deserve, and I still get to play music around the world. So am I happy? Absolutely. But going back to the depression thing, do I fight with things all day that make me unhappy? Sure. Absolutely. Whoever said you can be happy all day? I don't think that's true. I mean, you kind of have to go through the ups and downs. But I would say I'm generally happy.
So, Mark, what do you think happens when we die? Your point of view.
Well, boy, isn't that the age-old question? You know what I mean? There's been wars fought over that. People have gone insane thinking about that, and I wish I had the answers. I know what I hope for, but I literally do not know what happens when we die. And everybody thinks they know, and faith-based people believe they know, and I would hope faith-based people are right.
So, Mark, next question. Who do you admire? And tell me a little about it.
I admire a lot of people, to tell you the truth. I admire greatness, and I love watching greatness. Whether it was Michael Jordan on the court, whether it's Mick Jagger performing on stage. I saw Frank Sinatra perform. Watching Serena Williams play tennis. I just love greatness. Watching George St. Pierre, MMA. I love boxing. Watching. I saw Sugar Ray Leonard live. So I just love greatness. I admire people that are passionate about things.
So, Mark, who are some people in your life that inspire you? Or not in your life, but that just inspire
you? My dad did, not to be cheesy, but my dad had a huge influence on me because he was a guy that just said, he had a dream and just went and did it.
So, Mark, can you give the viewers some words of motivation as we wrap up the interview?
One thing I'd like to say to anybody out there listening and wondering about what to do in life, a huge amount of luck is involved in anybody. Talent is amazing. It's a wonderful thing to have. Hard work beats talent 80% of the time. But most importantly, luck has never tapped me on the shoulder while I've been sitting on my couch. Luck is outside your front door. Now, whatever that means to you is what it should mean to you. Shout out to Uncle Jay's podcast from Mark McGrath and Sugar Ray. And I got a video of Uncle Jay shirtless, and I think I'm in love. Shout out to you, Jay, man. Appreciate you having me, man. All the best to you, and take care.
I appreciate you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you, and hopefully you'll come back on our show another day.
Uncle Jay's podcast, the greatest podcast in America. Mark McGrath says so.
What's up, guys? It's Uncle Jay. Please like, follow, and share. If you have a topic you want us to talk about, hit us up. Comment down below.